Hello everyone, today we're going to do a review on a VEVOR heat press. It's 15 by 15 swing away heat press. I just got it, and this box, it's very heavy. So we're going to open up and see what we got in here. It is a heat press with attachments, so it's going to come with several attachments. I'll have the link on in the description if you decide you like it and this review and you want to order one, then you'll be able to order one through the link. So we're going to unbox it and see what's all in the box. Oh, first thing we have in here is a heat press. Go ahead and set this down for right now. Oh, maybe I should set the box on the floor. Okay. So we got the heat press. Very heavy. So it's not like it's a cheap light heat press. Very heavy. Okay. There's the heat press. It is a swing away. And you'll just leave this like it is. This padding, you leave it on there. Just leave everything like it is. You don't remove that padding. Okay. So there's the base. And it's supposed to be 15 by 15. That's what it is. Okay, it's a 15 by 15. Let's see what else we have in this box here. Looks like it's packed very well. Nicely packed. So you also get this, which looks like a part of a mug press. I believe everything's going to have to be assembled. So you have different attachments for it. And you got some tools, and oh, here's some suction cups for your feet, so that'll stop it from sliding around. You got your plate attachments if you want to sublimate plates. And what else do we have? We got some more stuff right here. Another attachment. It comes for different size tumblers. And then here's your control box, your heat control box. We're going to put that together here in a second. And you got for your cap press attachment to make hats, press hats. And we have instructions. So we'll go ahead and set all this up so I can use the heat press. I'm not going to use the attachments today. I'm just going to do a review of the actual heat press and how to set the timer, the heat, and how to set the heat press. But I just wanted you to see what was in the box. So let's get started. Okay, so I've put this heat press together. It's not that hard. Pretty much you're going to screw on, there's comes with 4 little suction cup feet. You just screw those into the bottom there. And it actually they work pretty good. I mean, this thing is not budging. And I've got a glass top though, but the suction cup feet really help stabilize the unit. And they are adjustable, so you can adjust them up or down to get a level if you're on an unlevel surface. But don't screw them all the way in, just screw them enough to where they're about the same distance. And as you can see now, when I open this, it's not going to tip over because my suction feet are holding it down. So what I did is I put the suction feet on there, and this control box right here, it just me undo this. So you're just going to take your box and it's going to slide right into the side like this. It might be easier first if you just put this plug in here. There's a little notch on there so it can only go in one way. Just line that notch up, push it in, and then screw that in like that. And then take your box, there's a little groove, it just slides right down in there, just like that. Then take your cord and plug it into the back. And now it's ready to go. So the first thing we want to do is set the pressure. And to do that, you don't need heavy pressure, but just enough to where it's going to keep enough pressure on whatever you're going to press. This is your adjustment for your pressure right here. And there's another knob back here. You want to loosen that first. Loosen that. And then check your pressure. If it's too light, you can increase it with this knob right here by just pulling it to the clockwise. If it's too heavy, you just go counterclockwise. So we just want light pressure. You don't have to push down on it real like this, just enough to where it's keeping enough pressure on whatever you're pressing. Light pressure is all you really need. So right there you can see it's got a little bit of pressure but not too much, so we're going to tighten this knob back here now. Just kind of help stabilize this a little bit. It'll still swing. Alright, next we're going to set your temperature and time. To do that, you just turn it on. And right now it's showing a temperature and time. Press the set button. When it says SP, that's your set point or your temperature. And we use the up or down arrow to set our temperature. So if I want 380, I just set it right to 380. Then I'll press the set button. Now it's asking for set time. I got 60 seconds set on here, but you can set the time for whatever you want. So there's 380 for 60 seconds. If you want centigrade, you press the down arrow and the C will show. Hit set, and now it's in centigrade, as you can see over here. If you want Fahrenheit, go back to that C-F, press the up arrow, and now you can see the F, press set. Now it's in Fahrenheit. So if you use centigrade or Fahrenheit, that's how you change it. Pretty easy actually. So like I said, right now we are set at 380 for 60 seconds and in Fahrenheit. Press the set again and it will start heating up. So once it heats up, we can start pressing. So obviously for different, depending on what you're going to press, is going to be different times and temperatures. So the first thing I'm going to press is a metal 5x7 sublimation blank, and we'll get that set up and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to sublimate a 5x7 sublimation metal blank here. And if you do sublimate these and you purchase these on Amazon, I'll have a link. Make sure that you peel off the plastic film that is on the top. It's hard to see, but there is a plastic film on that. So for this, I want to set my temperature at 385 for 60 seconds. So we're going to go to set, SP. I'm going to set it to 385 and then 60 seconds. And we're in Fahrenheit, so we're good. So while that's warming up, I'm going to go ahead and get this ready. I've already printed it out, what I'm going to put on here. And I'm just going to place this over. I printed it a little bit bigger, which is best to do. That way you won't have a white line around the edges. It's best to print your design a little bit bigger if you're doing something like this than too small. I'm going to print it just a little bit bigger, but I just wanted to get something printed just to make this review. So we're going to see how well this press does on a metal sublimation blank. I'm just securing this down with some heat tape, just like that. Okay, now when this gets up to 385, we'll continue. Okay, so our temperature is at 385, and that's what we had it set at. So the first thing we're going to try is this 5x7 metal sublimation blank. Now make sure you use butcher paper. You put some piece on the bottom. And then with metal plates, license plates, any type of metal, when you press, the metal actually goes on top. It's the only thing you press that goes on top. Anything else you press, it'll be opposite. Like if you're pressing a t-shirt or socks or keychains or car coasters, pretty much everything else, your paper's going to go on top. But when you press something metal, the metal goes on top. So we'll just put this right here. And then make sure you put another piece of parchment paper over the top. They don't have to be this big, just enough to cover your work. And then we're going to swing this around. Kind of square it up the best you can. Make sure you don't touch any of this because it's hot. That's what these handles are for. And then just gently press it down. And then press the down button. That starts your timer. So we'll wait for 60 seconds and see how this looks. But while that 60 seconds is counting down, like I said, you can use a heat press for a lot of sublimation projects. T-shirts, I don't know, you're the one that does all the, what else?
T-shirts, tote bags,
earrings,
car coasters, air
fresheners. There's a heat press comes in handy if you're doing a lot of different sublimation items. Obviously it has to be a flat item, but there's a lot of things you can use this heat press for. And I don't think we've done everything yet. We've got videos on a lot of that stuff. Okay, we're coming down to 7 seconds. I gotta put some gloves on. Make sure you have heat gloves.
Especially when you're working with metal.
Yep, with anything.
Well, t-shirts not so much.
Okay, you can hear it beeping. We'll go ahead and press that down button again. That stops the timer. Swing that around. Take this top layer off like this. Okay. Now if you want to, you can let it cool down for a little bit and then remove the heat or the heat tape and the paper. I don't want to go ahead and take this off so you can see what it looks like. It's still hot. How does that look? Does it? That looks very nice. It did a good job of pressing. I don't see any ghosting.
That's awesome.
Looks good. The colors are nice.
Mm-hmm.
So there's how you do metal. And I'm not going to go through all those items that we just talked about. I just want to do a couple of samples so you know how to use the heat press. So the next thing we're going to make are some car coasters. Set that down right there. Or air fresheners, I'm sorry. I was talking about car coasters, but we're going to make air fresheners. So for air fresheners, I got a little cheat sheet right here that has taken us about a year to figure out all these temperatures and best things for different items. For air fresheners, we are going to do...
It might be on the other side.
Oh, here we go, car fresheners. 400 for 45 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and set this for 400. Press the set button, it goes to SP. Raise it up to 400. And then we want to lower our time down to 45 seconds. We're going to use the same pressure and everything. Hit your set again, and it'll go up to 400. Now when you're doing air fresheners, I've already printed some out here. I just print out 4 on a sheet of paper, and we cut it in half, and then you take your air fresheners and you just center them. Like I said, I make the designs a little bit bigger. That way there's no chance of any white showing around the edges. I might have made those a little bit too big, but I was kind of in a hurry when I made these just so I could have them for this video. And you just want to just secure them on there with some heat tape. You can do it at the top, the bottom, the corner. It doesn't really matter as long as they don't move around too much when you put them on the heat press. So we'll just do the sides like this. And we're going to do the one side, and then I've got the same design to do the other side once we get this side done. So we're at 45.
Or 400.
400 for 45 seconds. We'll go ahead and scoot this around. When you set up your press, make sure you got enough clearance in the back to scoot it around out of your way. Just set this on here like that. Well, this time we're going to do it backwards like I said. When anything but metal, you're going to turn it upside down and your sublimation paper is going to be on top. So if you're doing a t-shirt or keychain or anything that's not metal, then the paper's going to go on top. Okay, so now that's ready. We'll just swing that back around, lower it down, press our down arrow, and I'll put my gloves back on. And those don't take very long. You're using a higher temperature with less time. We found that 400 for 45 seconds works best for air fresheners. Like I said, it's a lot of trial and error just to see what pressure, what temperature, and what time works best. A lot of searching on Google and YouTube, but I think we've got it down now. So we'll cut down here. And you hear the beep. Okay. Press the down arrow again. That'll stop the beep. Raise up on your handle. Swinging around out of the way. Remember, it's very hot. Move our paper off. And then, if you want, you can let them see why you have to have the butcher paper, because you will get some ink blow off right there, and you want to protect your pad underneath. And you want to protect your heater on top. I'm just going to go ahead and peel these off real quick. Or maybe not real quick. Take these gloves off. Yeah, that's a lot easier. They don't get as hot as the metal. The metal gets really hot. Okay, there's that one side. Peel this off. There you go. There's one side done. And then you just do the same thing for the other side. We're just going to take it and place it over the middle. So you got pretty even image around the edges. On here. Like I said, I might have printed these just a wee bit too big. Not way, but a little bit bigger than what I needed to. But it's not going to hurt anything. I'm going to put these on the top this time. It doesn't matter if you put on the top or the side. You're just trying to prevent it from moving around on you. When you turn it up, when you turn it upside down, you don't want it to get all crooked on you. So you don't have to go crazy and put tape all over it. We just put either on the sides or the top and the bottom. That way when you flip it over, like that, put your paper back on. So, swing it back around. We're already at 400. Heat press looks like it does a good job. keeping temperature. Over our handle, press the down arrow, and in 45 seconds we'll have 2 car fresheners made. Well, printed anyway. We still have to add the scent to them, but that's a whole different thing. But you do the same thing for your t-shirts, socks, key chains, tote bags. There's a lot of stuff you can use a heat press for. I've sublimated knife blades on here. So you can think of a lot of uses for these heat presses. And this one comes with all the attachments, so you have some other choices too. Okay, our time's up. Press the down arrow, lift it up. I'm actually going to turn it off now because we're done with this. There's a switch on the side. You just flip the switch. Little red switch right there. And take this. And that's why you have to have butcher paper on the top and the bottom, because you don't want that getting on the plates or the pad, because the next thing you press, if you forget to use butcher paper, you're going to have marks all over your... Alright, so here's one. They're still a little warm. And there's 2 car fresheners. And then all you have to do is add scent to them. We've got little holes in the top there, you put your string. And you can make as many of those as you want. It doesn't take that long. So the next thing I'm going to go over is, we went over the main machine here, or the main heat press, how to use it. I'm going to just show you how to set up the attachments real quick. And if you like this machine, like I said, I'll put a link in the description. If you would like to order it, you can. Also, if you like this video, if it helped you to review, please like and subscribe. I have a lot of other videos on my channel that cover pretty much everything you can think of for sublimation. So let's go ahead and get started on the attachments. Okay, we're going to go over the attachments, not all of them, but pretty much they all work the same way. So for a mug press, you're going to get your heater like this, squeeze it together, and there's 4 holes on this side and there's 4 holes on that side, and you just put the 4 screws in those holes and the 4 screws in those holes. That's all you have to do. Okay, and then you're going to use the same heat box that's on your heat press. You just unscrew it. This might be easier, just take it out. Then you take this cord. It's got a little groove in it also. It can only go in one way. Plug it in, just like that. You just set that on the table or something next to what you're doing. Take your cup or mug, and you're going to adjust the pressure on it. And to do that, you'll just close it. Now, they won't close all the way. You will have a gap here. They only close so far, so don't think they're going to close all the way up to the handle, because they don't. So remember that when you're doing your design. And to adjust your pressure, you just turn this back here for heavier or lighter. You don't want heavy pressure. If you do the pressure too heavy, you're going to have tape marks. So you just want light pressure where you barely have to pull this handle down. Right there should be good. And that's pretty much all there is to setting that up. You would adjust your time and temperature for whatever you're going to sublimate. And the other attachments, you just take this out and the other attachments will go in the same way. So we don't use the attachments too much, but that option is available to you since it comes with several attachments. And the instructions will show you how to set those up. For a hat press, a mug press, it shows all that in here, how to put the different attachments in there. But I just kind of wanted to go over it real quick so you could see how I did it. So like I said, if this is something that you would like to purchase, I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the description. And hopefully this review will help you set up your heat press and help you decide whether you want to purchase one or not. Thanks for watching.